Hey PJs, welcome back to another video. Today I'm reviewing another subscriber slime shop. This is Ohana Slime Company, and they sent me quite a few slimes, so this is a longer video. So do relax, get comfy, get a snack or a drink, and sit and enjoy. As always, I will list this shop in the description of this video if you want to check out their website, and there are some discount codes that I will also be leaving on the screen here so that you guys can use them when you purchase. They did let me know that the labels will look differently when purchased. They didn't get the labels in time when they sent this box out, and they wanted me to have it as early as possible, so that's why they do look different in this video, but they will have their official ones on the containers when you guys check them out. All of the slimes came wrapped perfectly, nothing cracked, nothing leaked, everything came perfectly fine. And besides the slimes, I was also sent this bottle of activator, which is actually a little stronger than most activator, which I think is great because they don't have to send as much, but it works just as well, if not better. They also sent some skincare products and stuff like that, which I absolutely love. I've always wanted to try things like this. I just don't have them, but thank you so much for sending all of the extras. And they also sent even more borax and all of the add-ins for the slimes. One thing to note, I would definitely recommend labeling all of the add-ins for the slimes or attaching them to the jars because a few of them did get a little bit mixed up. The only reason I was able to match them to their slimes was because I was sent a very detailed note on each slime, but just for time's sake and just keeping everything together, I would definitely recommend either labeling them or sticking them with their slimes. Anyways, this first slime is called All About the Base. This is an example of one of their mystery slimes that they offer. This one in particular is a fluffy 3-glue mix that is scented pumpkin cake, vanilla frosting, and buttercream frosting. I love the concept of mystery slimes in slime shops because it's just so cool to not know what you're gonna get until you open it. And if I got this slime in particular, I would be so happy. First of all, that color is gorgeous. It's not a color that you see a lot in slimes. It's like an in-between green and bluish color. And the scent is incredible, especially the pumpkin notes in it really remind me of fall, and it just smells so good. The texture on this one was also kind of interesting since it was a 3-glue mix. You could really feel all 3 glues in this one. It wasn't too thick or too thin. It was really fun to poke and stretch, and the bubble pops were really interesting too. Not really like the watery or the thick ones. It was just kind of in between, but it was really fun to play with and just an overall simple slime, but in a good way. This one does get 5 out of 5 pajamas. So these next 3 slimes are actually super cool. They call them their kid-friendly slimes, which basically means that they're extremely clay-heavy but super soft butter slimes that resist hot hands and clothes for several seconds, and they have been tested. So even if you're not a kid or if you know somebody that has just hot hands or again is like prone to dropping slimes, these would be perfect because they resist those types of things and they have really simple scents to them like fruit punch, watermelon, bubblegum, grape, and they come in 3-ounce sizes. So I think these are just perfect for like stocking stuffers and things like that, and I really enjoyed these textures. I even decided to mix them together after a few days and it just worked. Like, they're super soft and fun to play with. Mixing the colors together was super fun, and I like the fact that they're like simple. They were so just fun to play with, and even though I'm not a kid, it somehow made me feel like a kid again. Even the scents brought me back to my childhood. Like the fruit punch one, which I played with first, smelled like shampoo, like a fruity shampoo, like what kids use for shampoo, or at least what I used when I was a little kid. And the watermelon one that I'm playing with now smells like watermelon gum, which I used to have a lot as a kid. And the next one, which is a pecan themed slime, smells really sweet and nutty and reminds me of pecan pie, which I personally don't like, but the scent smells so warm and delicious. Usually I'm not the type to like clay heavy slimes, but I think these are an exception. They're just super smooth and soft and really fun to mold, squish, and spread. And like the name suggests, I think they are perfect for kids, and everything about it is just wonderful. Even if you're an adult, I definitely recommend these. They're just overly fun to play with, and there's no other way to describe it. So these definitely get 5 out of 5 pajamas. This next slime is the owner's son's slime. Basically, he got to make his own slime, got to put everything in it that he wanted, and all she did was mix it together, so it's his own custom slime, which I think is really cool. It's called Blue Star. It is a school glue and glue all slime that is colored a light blue. The scent is rain, flowers, and fresh grass, and it comes with neon orange glitters mixed in and flame Fimo slices that you get to add yourself. I also believe that this slime has clay in it because it definitely feels like a really soft, fluffy clay slime, and I adore the red and blue color contrast with the flames and then the light blue color of the slime. I think it looks incredible and really reminds me of the name Blue Star. Like, I think that is perfect. The scent smells really outdoorsy, which is always my favorite. I love the outdoorsy nature type scents, and this one smells so good. You can smell the flowers, the grass, the rain. You can smell everything. It like paints a picture in my head, and I think that is so cool. This slime feels very fluffy. It has a slight jiggle to it, and it is completely non-tacky, and it's definitely one that I wish I had like a 32 ounce of because I enjoy it that much. It is so fun to play with. Once again, this slime gets 5 out of 5 pajamas. This slime is called Fall in Your Face. It is a 4 glue slime, and it's supposed to be like fall slapped you right across the face, so that's why it's called Fall in Your Face. It is supposed to have leaf glitters with it, but it didn't arrive in time, so they will be part of it when you guys get them. But it also comes with the cutest charms. They look so good, especially the leaf one. That one's my favorite, and the color is a perfect pumpkin orange, and the scent is like a spicy pumpkin autumn walk in the woods type smell. It smells incredible. It also does have some multi-sized glitters in it. I would recommend keeping the big glitters out of it and maybe even the small ones. I can't really tell, but I know that the big ones like to fall out and stick on my hands. So it's definitely something that I would recommend taking out, although it does look good in the slime and I wish they could stay. I think that the base itself is just a little too thin to keep those add-ins in. Because the base is thinner though, it does have my favorite bubble pops, the watery bubble pops. They sound so cool and just like thin. They sound very thin and I love it. I will say the slime does get pretty tacky as you inflate it. Usually I can tell if it's like too much lotion, not enough lotion, maybe the scent was added at the wrong time. I don't know. Slime can be really picky, but this one I can't really tell what's causing it. And I wish I could help on that one. All I know is it does get kind of tacky as you inflate it. Because of the tackiness and the glitter residue, I'm going to give this one 4 out of 5 pajamas. Next up is Northern Lights. This is a coated clear color shift slime that has a purple, midnight blue, blue, and green color shift to it. It comes with fine holographic glitters in it and a holographic star and iridescent glitter add-in mix. Sorry, that kind of like, there was a lot of big words and I don't do big words, so yeah, anyways, you get my point. This slime is scented bergamot, lemon, pink peppercorn, rose, peppermint, lavender, sandalwood, velveteer, and patchouli. I don't know if I said half of those correctly, but that's something that I've really enjoyed about this shop. You guys obviously can't see the notes that I'm looking at, but pretty much every slime has had such a unique scent to it. Like there's like 10 different scents in every slime that they sent me, and I think that is incredible because it really gives them that unique scent that not a lot of shops do. They usually have, oh, it's scented like, you know, 2 different scents, which I personally don't mind because it still smells great, right? But these really remind me of something unique that I'm gonna remember this slime shop by because they just have the best unique scents. The color shift on this one is absolutely stunning, and usually when you inflate a slime that has a color shift, the color that it turns into is usually like a meh, but this one is a deep color. It was almost just as gorgeous as the original color. The only thing I recommend for this one is to dial back a little bit on the stars. I love the way they look, but it definitely takes away from that perfect coated texture that you have, which you have done it. It is a perfect coated texture. It is amazing. The scent smells like peppermint and my dad's cologne, which I think he's worn since I was a little kid, which makes me feel old because I'm grown up now and I don't smell it anymore, but he used to wear it on like the most important of occasions. This one gets 5 out of 5 pajamas. These next two slimes can be bought separately or as a comfy bundle, and this first one is called Comfy Flannel. It is dedicated to the dusty rose pink flannels that almost every girl had during the late 90s. It is a half school, half glue all slate slime that comes with blue long hollow glitters and heart confetti add-ins, and it is scented Fresh Air. I am a big fan of the scent on this one. It smells like vanilla perfume and shaving foam, like the generic shaving foam that like every dude uses. Like I know from where I'm from, it's called like Barbasol or whatever, but it smells like generic shaving foam. It smells really good. I love that smell. I think the color on this slime is very pretty. It fits the theme really well. Of course, it is a dusty pink color, so of course it's gonna fit the theme. And it has a very fluffy feeling to it, almost like actual shaving foam was added to it. I don't know if it was, but it definitely feels like it. And when you inflate it, it becomes even softer and fluffier. The one thing that I will say about this slime, though, it is also a thinner texture, so the heart confetti add-ins that were added to the slime do like to fall out. Not very much. It's only really when you like start to stretch it out to inflate it, so it's not super bad, but I would definitely recommend trying to make the base just a little thicker so that doesn't happen. But other than that, this one is extremely fun to play with, especially since it's fluffy. I don't get to play with a lot of fluffy slimes anymore because people don't really try to pursue the fluffy texture anymore, so it's really nice to see it again. Because of the slight fallout, I'm going to give this one 4.8 out of 5 pajamas. And this is the other slime for that bundle. This is Comfy Sweater, which is a creamy and slightly chewy wood glue mixed cloud cream slime that also comes with blue hollow long glitters and pastel heart confetti add-ins, and it is scented exactly like Sweater Weather from Bath & Body Works. So there's actually a lot to unpack with this one, and I would say mostly in a good way. So firstly, the color is gorgeous. Like that is such a vibrant but subtle blue. I don't know how to describe it. It like reminds me of a really vibrant sky blue, and I think it looks gorgeous. Also bonus points that this feels like a cloud cream that doesn't have any clay in it. That just makes me so happy anytime I get to get one of those, because it's just kind of like the last one, kind of like how nobody makes fluffy slimes anymore. Most cloud creams nowadays are made with clay, so to see it not have it is incredible. This one has a really interesting texture to it. It's very dense, and not really in the way that it's like heavy, but you can feel the density when you stretch it out. And this does usually happen if you add too much of an ingredient. Usually it's lotion or baby oil. In this one's case, I think it's both, and the reason I'm saying that is because it does have a slippery feel to it, and it does feel like baby oil is leaking out and getting onto my hands. So I would definitely, if that's what is added, I would definitely bring that down just a little bit. You don't need as much baby oil or lotion in slime that you think. Like a big batch of slime, like with a gallon of glue, takes not even but a few pumps of lotion. It really doesn't need a lot to go a long way. Saying that though, it's not necessarily a bad thing. It does always bring uniqueness to the texture and makes it your own type of cloud cream. Just like the last one, it did have fallout with the hearts, so at this point I'm kind of thinking maybe it's the hearts and not the slime, but this one, although dense, did also have a thinner texture. This slime did smell outdoorsy like I think Sweater Weather smells, but for some reason I also smelled mint and applesauce and I couldn't get it out of my head. For the fallout, it also gets 4.8 out of 5 pajamas. These next 3 slimes are actually really cool. They can be bought individually or as a bundle with their Black Friday bundle, and I think it's so cool because not a lot of people do actual Black Friday slimes, so it's really cool to see them. The first slime is called Money Money. It is a crunchy green and gold bingsu slime with a clear green base. It contains gold glitters and a $sign Fimo mix, and there's also an extra Fimo mix to add in yourself. This slime is scented mahogany and teakwood, and it's got to be one of my favorite like musky scents. It just smells really good and like manly, which I don't like to say that with scents, but like I don't know what else to call it. It just smells really good. In the notes, it does say that the gold beads will most likely fall out of the slime, and to that I would say if you know that something isn't going to work in a slime, before you sell it, definitely take it out. As cool as it may be, like the gold beads are my favorite part of this. I think they look so cool. If they're not going to work in a slime, I would either change the recipe or just not put it in there at all. That way your customers don't have to deal with the fallout. I do think I can help with the fallout though. as much as I like the fact that this one stays completely non-tacky, whatever you're adding to this clear base to make it non-tacky, whether it's the coloring, lotion, whatever you're adding, I would definitely see if you can work your way around that. Maybe not add it and maybe add something else that will make it non-tacky. Try coated clears, something like that, because if you can't see, a lot of the stuff is falling out, and that's not a good thing with the slime, obviously, because it's pretty bad fallout. But other than that, I really enjoyed this one. I would definitely just try to fix the base and try to make it to where it doesn't have any fallout. Even if it is slightly tacky, I will take that over the fallout. I'm going to give this one 4 out of 5 pajamas. The second Black Friday slime is called Charge Card. It is a translucent metallic silver slime that has a clear base, and it comes with $ glitters, and it is scented graphite from Bath & Body Works. So I already mentioned how much I like the unique scents that this shop brings, but I also love the amount of add-ins that they're adding. Some of them could definitely be dialed back a little bit, but with this one, I think the add-ins are perfect. Usually with a slime like this where it has like a shift to it, or it just isn't like completely clear, it's really hard to see add-ins, but this one had so many that you can see them perfectly when you play with this one, and I think that the add-in to slime ratio on this one was perfect. What really surprised me about this slime was the texture. Usually all of like the color shift and metallic slimes all have the same texture, but this one was just different. It still had that like gummy texture that most of those types of slimes have. I don't know what the heck is going on. Like, you add pigment powder to a slime and it just turns it gummy for some reason. No idea why, but I always enjoy that. But this one is extremely thick and it stays mostly non-tacky even after inflated. And like, I don't know, this one really shocked me, and I love pulling this one back out to play with it because it's one of those ones that I don't have to like pick a clay-based slime to have like a TV watching couch slime. You know what I'm talking about? Like, it's really holdable. The gold and silver colors look really good together, and while I've never actually smelled graphite from Bath & Body Works, it smells like artificial wood, which again is an outdoorsy scent, my favorite, so I think it smells so good. And I'm giving this one 5 out of 5 pajamas. The last Black Friday slime is called Black Friday. It is a black jelly slime that represents the chaos and occasionally violent aspect of Black Friday, which I think is really cool because everybody seems to glorify Black Friday, but in reality, people are crazy. Like, I've seen people get punched in the face over a TV. Like, that's insane. So I think it's super cool that a slime was made for that. This slime contains black chunky glitter as well as black holographic glitter, and then it also comes with flame phemos, skull and crossbone phemos, and black hollow glitter add-ins that you get to add to the slime yourself. It doesn't say exactly what it's scented, but it says it's very similar to the Lush fragrance Lord of Misrule. Never smelled it before, but I think it smells incredible. And while I say it smells incredible, I can't even tell you what it smells like. It's one that stumps the weird nose that I have. Like, all I can say is that the scent smells dark. Like, it just smells dark. Like, you smell it and you smell dark, like if dark had a smell. So it's really cool, just hard to explain. As much as I love the black chunky glitter, it's definitely the type that just doesn't work with slime, no matter the texture. There are just glitters like that that are out there, so I would definitely recommend taking them out of this slime. But besides that, this one was really cool. It is on the thinner side of a jelly, and I definitely think it would benefit a lot as a thick jelly. It just seems like one that would be extremely thick. But hey, that's just my opinion. I think it's still great like this. I'm also not sure if it was meant to be interpreted like this, but the hollow glitter that's in here shines a red and green, which reminds me of Christmas, which is like right around the corner from Black Friday, which I think is a really cool tiny detail. Because of the chunky glitter falling out, I'm going to give this one 4 out of 5 pajamas. The second to last slime for this review is Roasted Marshmallow. It is a mixed avalanche slime that resembles a burnt marshmallow. The burnt part of the marshmallow is a metallic brown clear slime, and the marshmallow part is a white fluffy butter slime. This slime comes with copper glitter sprinkled on top, and it is scented Marshmallow Fireside, also from Bath & Body Works, with a hint of tobacco and cedar. I don't know why, but Marshmallow Fireside as a scent will always be one that conflicts with me, because while I do like the scent initially, I get like an after scent of baby wipes or baby powder, which I don't like, and I don't know if anyone else smells that with that type of scent, but I don't know, it always just bothers me. So I can never decide if I like that type of scent, and sadly I couldn't smell the tobacco or cedar part of the scent, but I wish I could have smelled it, and I think it would have been great, but I don't know, maybe I'm just missing it. I loved seeing all the array of colors for this one since it's an avalanche slime, and mixing it together and seeing all those different colors mix was really cool as well. Once it mixed, the texture is a slightly bouncy and chubby clay slime, which is one of my favorite types of clay slimes. I just love the bounciness and chewiness of them. The texture also reminded me exactly of a marshmallow, which is perfect with the theme. If I may suggest anything for this slime, the first thing I want to say, I don't know what the heck's happening, but this one also had fallout with the glitter. It just really was just on my hands, but those copper glitters did not want to stay in the slime. I don't know if it was maybe because it's a clay slime, I don't know, but I don't know what's going on. Also, although it is extremely picky, I would recommend making that brown part a lot darker just so that when it mixes, it looks more like a burnt marshmallow and less like chocolate. This one is getting 4.5 out of 5 pajamas. And the last slime for this review is wedding cake. So I will explain it in a second, but this one isn't actually in their shop. But if you do like this one, if you think you'd like the texture, they do have one called pumpkin cake, which is the exact same except a different color. This slime is a slightly jiggly school glue heavy based slime that is scented a cake batter. It also comes with packing peanuts to represent the frosting between the layers of cake, and the frosting slime is a clay heavy butter slime that is scented buttercream frosting, and it represents the frosting on top of the cake. So the reason I was sent a slime called wedding cake instead of their pumpkin cake is because I recently got married, for those of you who don't know, and they sent this as a wedding present, and it made my heart hurt, like how happy I was. Like, that is so awesome. And I filmed this, I believe, the day after my husband went back to work, and every time he goes back to work after he's had like a long weekend off, or in this case he had a whole week off, I just get so upset when he goes back because I feel so lonely, which I know sounds dramatic, but I don't know, that's just how I work, and this just made me feel 10 times better. It was so nice of them to send this one. I don't think I will ever get over how happy this one made me feel. The scent is also super mouth-watering. It makes me want to eat more of my wedding cake, which is not good because, like most people, we kept the cake topper to eat on our first anniversary. It's sitting in the freezer and I want to eat more of it every time I smell this one because it's just, it makes me crave wedding cake. I loved putting this one together. I love any multi-step DIY, and the use of packing peanuts was so cool. Again, it's one of those things that you don't see a lot of shops do anymore. This shop just has so many unique things to it, like, it's so cool, and the packing peanuts give it that extra crunch and extra texture. It's so cool to feel in slime because, like, you know, nobody uses packing peanuts anymore. Like, I remember when the chewed bubblegum slimes were around and everyone used packing peanuts, and now no one does. So, like, this one is just, it's so good. Putting this one together also felt like I was putting together my own personal cake, which is also really cool, and I loved all the different textures coming together. The base was definitely jiggly with watery bubble pops. The frosting slime was really smooth and creamy, and once I got to mix it all together, it became a really creamy clay slime that was super fun to squish because it's got that texture from the packing peanuts. Although I have like a whole 10 ounces of this slime and I probably couldn't like physically play with anymore, it's definitely another one that I wish I had like a 32-ounce container of. It's extremely soft, super airy, and completely non-tacky even when it inflates, and it's just got a super cool texture to it because of the packing peanuts. Like, I can't get over the fact that it's got packing peanuts in it. That is such a cool detail, and I'm obsessed with this one. And, you know, it's wedding cake themed for me, so like, I don't know, this one just, it's so fun to play with. It makes my heart happy. Of course, this one is getting 5 out of 5 pajamas. With that, that is the end of this review, and I really hope you guys enjoyed. I think everything about this slime shop is incredibly unique, and if you guys have the time, I would definitely recommend checking out their shop. Like I mentioned, it will be in the description below. If you made it this far, comment down below what your favorite slime was from this review. There are a ton to choose from, but unsurprisingly, my favorite was wedding cake. And if you made it this far, comment down below how your day is going. I want to hear all about what you guys have been up to. But I am signing off, and I will see you guys in the next one.